We are the class of 2020. That statement carries a certain weight, especially in these uncertain, unprecedented times. Who would have thought 4 months ago that we would be so desperate to be back in school, sitting through a class, any class, and being a part of just another day at Vincent Massey? At this point, I would be glad of a parking ticket if it meant being in the school long enough to see friends and familiar faces. As we all settle in, I'd like you to consider something as you listen. Think about a word, one single word that best describes our graduating class. Once you have it, hold that thought. We'll come back to it. Although you've been asked to think of a word, some things are difficult to put into words. For example, the way that I'm sure all of us are feeling as we prepare to start a new chapter of our lives. However difficult summing up those emotions may be, I'm going to try. Some of us may be feeling terrified, the uncertainty of the future weighing on us heavily. Some of us may be feeling excited, ready for the freedom and independence that comes with finishing high school. And some of us may be feeling a strange and uncomfortable mix of both. If there's one thing we should be feeling, it's prepared. Not in the traditional Scouts, always be prepared sense. We shouldn't have a map drawn out with an X marking the spot we want to get to. When I say prepared, I mean that we should recognize that Massey has given us the tools that we need to go forth into the world. Does anyone remember their first day at Vincent Massey? I remember mine like it was yesterday. I was practically shaking the entire row of bleachers with my nervous tremors as Mr. Carvey welcomed us to the best school in the city. Little did we know we were about to find out just how true that statement was. Throughout our years at Massey, we've learned a thing or two. We have learned that with each day of the week comes a new and more exciting version of O Canada. We have come to know that the cold, blustering November winds can feel like a non-event as the football finals heat up and we show St. Paul's what Trojans are made of. We have discovered that there is an art form to speed eating a banana during grade wars. We have come to grips with the fact that life is all about going outside of our comfort zones and trying new things, even if it might be scary. We have learned how to build and nurture relationships with peers and teachers, how to work hard, how to persevere, how to communicate, and how to succeed. While some of these lessons were learned the hard way, I'm sure we wouldn't trade any of them for the world. Now ask yourselves, what have I learned? Has it prepared me for the future? More than the ability to understand a Shakespeare soliloquy or conjugate a verb, what have we learned that will stay with us forever? Now, I know we've been spending a lot of time with our families lately, but whatever you might be feeling towards them after all of these months in close proximity, let's not forget the support that the people in our lives have shown us. We wouldn't be here today without them. Whether it was my mother realizing that at 7:45 there were still no signs of life from my bedroom and waking me up, or my father waiting exasperated as I rushed to find a pair of matching socks before he drove me to school, or my sister canceling half the outfits I tried on, I owe much of my success to them, getting out the door each day being a prime example. Though some of us may have taken it for granted in the moment, the contribution of the amazing teachers and staff should never be overlooked. To Mr. Carvey, it isn't ideal for you to be finishing up your tenure as principal during this time of remote learning. For the students at Vincent Massey, your good mornings each day were a reminder that even if you didn't know all of us by name, you cared about each and every one of us. There aren't many principals, or people for that matter, that would allow a bunch of teenagers near them with a roll of duct tape. There aren't many principals that would participate with the spirit you had in all of the amazing events our school has to offer. There aren't many principals like you. And when students remember their time at Massey, they will remember you and the effort you put into letting students know you were there for them and invested in their learning. Aux incroyables enseignants de l'Institut collégial Vincent Massey, nous avons tant appris au fil des années sous votre supervision et grâce à votre soutien. Nous voulons remercier les enseignants et les autres membres du personnel qui ont travaillé sans relâche pour nous aider à réussir et qui nous ont soutenus tout au long de notre parcours. Vous partagez notre succès. Pour mes camarades en immersion française, notre capacité d'embrasser la langue et sa culture sont des aspects qui nous seront bénéfiques pour le restant de nos vies. N'oubliez pas que nous avons ce je ne sais quoi. Il nous ouvre des portes et nous offre des opportunités. Soyez-en fiers. If reminiscing on our lessons learned isn't how we would choose to measure our preparedness for the future, we could instead take a minute to appreciate our achievements. We need to be incredibly proud of ourselves for getting to this point in our lives. We're graduating, and on the scale of success, nothing is too small to be measured as an achievement. Whether that achievement be winning the finals for your sports team, passing those tests, performing on stage, knowing all the calf prices by heart, getting the first spot on Fletcher, or just coming to school every day despite how you might be feeling or what you might be going through, we need to be proud of what we have achieved during our time at Massey. Some of those achievements have helped us understand our definition of success and shaped us into the prepared and strong young adults that we are today. Success can be measured in happiness, the relationships we build, and the lives we touch. Success looks and feels different for all of us. However, going into the future, we will be able to tackle any obstacle with the same determination and perseverance that we have shown over these past years of our education and succeed, even if it means trying over and over again to get to where we want to be. Whether we are taking it day by day or working towards a larger goal, it is important to remember what we are gaining in the journey on the road to success. As graduates moving forward, we will be taking on a lot of new responsibilities. One of the most important being using our voices and standing up for what we know to be right. Long gone are the days where, as children, we could choose between what is easy and comfortable and ignore what is just. As young adults, we have more power than we realize to inspire change and live our lives each day to speak for those who have no voice or for those whose voices have been marginalized. We have a responsibility to listen, speak up, have those uncomfortable conversations, educate ourselves, learn from past mistakes, and leave the world better than how we found it. I hope everyone has been paying me just enough attention while also considering a word that might best describe our graduating class. So, what was your word? Some of us may have conjured up words like awesome, which is totally true, or unlucky, which might be a little true as well. The word that came to mind while I was thinking about our experiences at Massey over the years, and even more just in these past few months, was resilient. Resilience is defined as having the ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Nothing about these last few months has been easy. It has taken time to adjust to and accept the way things have come to be. Our situation as seniors in the middle of these crazy times is extremely unique and has changed so much of what these last few months should have been. I'm sure a lot of us feel like there were some goodbyes we didn't get to share, dresses we didn't get to wear, and experiences that we have missed. However, as the class of 2020, we are resilient. Each and every one of us has the power to determine what our futures can be. In our own way, in our own time, we have moved forward, continued to work, demonstrating why our class is as resilient as they come. And now that it's all been said and done, all that's left to say is that we have completed the unforgettable, sometimes terrifying, and uplifting journey known as high school. So, what's next? Where are we going? As Massey grads going into the world, we are ambassadors of what we have learned here, and no matter where we end up, we will share the memories of our time at Vincent Massey together. We have taught each other, we have made each other laugh, we have helped each other grow. I would wish the best of luck to my fellow graduates, but I don't think we're going to need it. We are prepared, we are resilient, we are the class of 2020.